Another guy nationally that is on the Baker Mayfield train, and I really like, the more I hear Emmanuel Acho, the more I like him. Take a listen to what he says about Baker Mayfield's value.
Baker Mayfield is the most undervalued player in the NFL. Now, y'all track with me and fix your face real quick, because value is always predicated upon your location. You see, $1 million in my hometown of Dallas, Texas, it would get you an estate. $1 million where I currently reside in Beverly Hills, it'll get you a fixer-upper. But how about $1 million of the currency in my home country of Nigeria? See, that's $1 million naira. It wouldn't even pay for half of a mortgage where I currently live, because value is always predicated upon location. So if we really want to talk about Baker Mayfield's value, then we better thoroughly understand the location in which he's playing. Remember when he showed up to Cleveland? The coach, prior to his arrival, was 1-31 in his previous 32 starts. Remember when he showed up to Cleveland after that coach, Hugh Jackson, got fired? Baker Mayfield was coached by a man who hadn't even been an offensive coordinator for more than 8 games in his career, in Freddie Kitchens. Remember when Baker Mayfield got to Cleveland, the predecessors that came before him. We can look at the 4 first-round draft picks in Cleveland prior to Baker's arrival. You got 4 first-round quarterbacks. How'd they fare? Tim Couch, number 1 overall pick, 22-37. Ugh. Brady Quinn, 3-9. Ugh. Brandon Whedon, 5-15. Johnny Manziel, 2-6. And then lastly, the Browns hadn't even sniffed the playoffs since 2002. But Baker Mayfield not only takes them to a playoff game, but wins one as well. If you really want to understand someone's value, if you really want to understand this man's value, then you better properly understand the context of what he's doing in the location, which is the Cleveland Browns.
I like everything that Acho said.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. And he talked about the playoffs, and that's where I think the undervalued thing comes into play. I mean, he mentioned, of course, winning his first playoff game. And I mean, you look at the other top quarterbacks in the AFC. Deshaun Watson lost his first playoff game. Lamar Jackson lost his first playoff game. Josh Allen lost his first playoff game. Baker Mayfield in his first playoff game won, and obviously they were buoyed by just an amazing 28-point first quarter burst. But in the playoffs, in his first postseason, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. It was the only bad throw he really had was that pick to Tyrann Mathieu in that divisional round against the Chiefs. But other than that, he was pretty sensational, considering obviously against Kansas City, they really manned up on those receivers, made it very hard for him to get completions, and he still did. He beat tight coverage a lot of times. So I think now that Mayfield is going into his second year in Kevin Stefanski's offense, that he's got potentially 5 receivers capable of making plays in this offense. You got the 3 tight ends, of course, Austin Hooper, David Njoku, and Harrison Bryant. You got the 2 running backs, and then you had Demetric Felton at times. There is no shortage of options for him to have. And obviously that offensive line is returning intact. So I think he's got an opportunity to have a lot of success, maybe borderline. He could be in the Pro Bowl discussion. I think it's too early to put him in All-Pro discussion or MVP discussion because of those quarterbacks in the AFC, but he's got a chance to really get closer to those guys, I think, this season.